5 ways to know if your relationship is really over. So, the first one I think that I hear most of the time is that you feel lonelier in the relationship than you do when you're on your own. Living with somebody where you are no longer connected, lovers, maybe not even friends, is incredibly, incredibly lonely and isolating. And actually, there are loads of different things that you can do when you are single. So I think this one definitely stands up. You can definitely feel lonelier in a relationship than not in one. On the same kind of vein, number two is feeling like you are roommates rather than husband and wife. This is probably a little bit further down the line, I would suggest, where there is actually no intimacy now whatsoever. And I mean, whenever I use the term intimacy, I mean physical and emotional. When the physical intimacy usually wears off pretty quickly if people are like no longer connected, but the emotional distance, when there is no touch, nothing tactile, no gentleness or softness, when all of that has completely gone, then I think that's a really telling sign for where things are at. That doesn't mean to say that you can't get it back. Like I genuinely think my rule for couples is that if both parties are interested in making it work, 9 times out of 10 you can make it work. It's just when one isn't invested or both aren't invested, then you know it's over. Okay. So the third one is your soul is ready for more. And by that, what I mean is that you know you deserve so much more than what you're getting. Now, all relationships are different. I obviously meet loads and loads of different women in the work that I do, but generally speaking, the same kind of themes come up time and time again. And that is usually around feeling taken for granted, not having a equal share of household duties, um, having to carry the mental load, and just generally just feeling like the relationship isn't good enough, like it doesn't serve you anymore. And deep down, you know that you deserve so much better. Fourth is carrying the physical and emotional load. So, I mean, if I had a penny for every time I heard this, women are expected in the main, right? Not so this is a sweeping statement, but in my experience, it's very true. Women are generally expected to have a career and be a full-time mum and housewife. So what that means is, as well as working a 9 till 5, or if they're self-employed, doing way over and above that, to also do everything for the children, pack lunches, getting ready, organising, well, school run, organising parties, organising play dates, organising absolutely everything, as well as doing the shopping, cooking dinner, providing all of the things necessary for the house, cleaning if you haven't got a cleaner, just carrying. And I think it's as much about the mental load as it is about the physical load. So if that is really disproportionate, then I think most women just get to the point where it's like, what are you contributing to this relationship and this household? And that's a very honest perspective from a lot of my clients. If there are other things that are going on that are keeping the relationship together, then great. But if the relationship is feeling strained and disconnected, and there is no equity in the household chores, that usually runs its course pretty conclusively. And then the last one is fantasizing about freedom. So there again, I speak to so many women who fantasize about having their own home, a home that is peaceful, is calm, is free from any arguments or any negative behavior, where they don't feel like they have to walk on eggshells, where they can have their friends over whenever they want to. And I think once people start getting to that point, then yeah, you're kind of there. Like I said, it doesn't have to be like that. It can be salvageable, but I think really if you're at the point, especially if you've been nodding your head to all 5 of these, then I think that's pretty much your answer.